Wow, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. Yeah, I have so much nostalgia for this specific game. I had this game back in the late 90s to early 2000s, back when I had my original Game Boy Color. And man, do I have a story at the end of this video, so definitely stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel because, and also check the description box because I made a whole bunch of videos dedicated to the Game Boy Advance Virtual. I mean, not, well, yeah, I made some for the Game Boy Advance Virtual Console, but I made a whole bunch of videos for the Game Boy Color Virtual Console, and really just the whole entire Virtual Console as a whole for both the 3DS and the Wii U. But man, this was the game that really made me fall in love with the puzzle genre with video games as a whole. Something that I would love to point out is, look over here. This is a really cool effect that they have for 3DS Virtual Console games, is that they'll show the title screen, and then they'll show the three in-game photos as well. So let's go ahead and let's look at this video that they have and see the Game Boy Color charm in this game, you know, in action. I love this trailer. So let's check this out. Yeah, man, this game is so good. So much nostalgia with this game. So let's look at the game description. This game was so it pretty much just has all the Pokemon from Gen 1 and Gen 2. And yeah, this is a game that I believe that Pedal de Pon was this game is kind of like Data de Pon, just pretty much the same game as that, but with Pokemon characters. And oh my goodness, I remember when I was a kid. Okay, so I'll tell you the story. When I was a kid, my dad, he used to work at a newspaper printing place or plant where they would the specifically the delivery portion of the delivery newspaper delivery. And I remember he used to work third shift. He would work all nights, but because he was a manager, sometimes when things went wrong in the warehouse, he would have to show up to the warehouse, you know, during the middle of the day. And the way that this place was place was laid out was they had a pretty decent sized office area with computers and computer chairs. And then they had this pretty big warehouse where a lot of the carriers would just show up and pick up their papers and bag the newspapers that they had. Well, I showed up during the day, and that place was pretty empty. But yeah, my dad had to take there because obviously we couldn't be left alone. And he decided, because it was sort of boring to show up there, he decided to give me and my three younger brothers bikes. So what we used to do is we used to take our bikes and we would ride them throughout the warehouse. And the warehouse wasn't empty. If you've ever been inside a newspaper warehouse, you'll kind of have an idea of what the setup was. There was definitely a lot of stuff that we had to maneuver around. But one day I was sitting in the office area, like with one of the computer chairs that they had, and I was just sitting there super bored waiting for my dad to get done with whatever he was working on. And I had my atomic purple Game Boy Color that I had back in the day, and I had this game, and I didn't know how to play this game back when I was a kid, because I was around, how old was this? Was around 2001, 2003, 2004. I was around like 6, 7, or 8 around that time. I don't remember what specific year this happened, but I had this game, and it was funny because I had no idea how to play this game. But yeah, we probably got it because it had Pokemon characters on it, and the Pokemon anime was so big back in the day. And what we ended up doing, or what I ended up doing, was I ended up playing the game, but I was sort of afraid to play the game and lose because I didn't want to see the game over screen. It wasn't because I was a sore loser, but I was kind of like afraid. I didn't want to see like the Pokemon die or something like that. I had this weird like scare of that. Like, no, I don't want to see the game over screen. But whatever. I played the game because I was so bored, and man, I had my eureka moment while playing this game. I finally figured out what the whole game was about. It was about like matching 3 or 4 or 5 blocks of the same color in a row. And once I had my eureka moment, this game was just so much fun. I ended up beating a whole bunch of gyms, and I don't know, whenever I see this game or play this game, it just reminds me of that fun time. And yeah, and with those like original Game Boys, I mean Game Boy Colors, this it is funny because back then, the old Game Boy Color, they didn't even have backlights on those things. Like, I remember having to hold that thing in a weird way to get those like office ceiling lights just shining on it, but you don't want the light like shining directly on it because you can't see it because of the glare. But you had to like set it up perfectly. Yeah, that was just an interesting time that was. But man, so much nostalgia. This is definitely the game that made me fall in love with the puzzle game genre, and I would love for them to remake this game. And something else too is I'm really looking forward to them adding this game to the Nintendo Switch Online subscription service, because I would love to try out the multiplayer on this game, because I never played the multiplayer on this game. Yeah, if you're watching this video and you're interested in trying it out, definitely go in the comment section and tell me, and yeah, I'll give you my friend code, and maybe we could play this game with each other. Hopefully I could, because I don't have any friends that are really into puzzle games. They're more like into Call of Duty. You know, the Call of Duties in the world and the more modern FPS shooters. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. And I made a whole bunch of other 3DS Virtual Console videos that I'll link in the description of this video. And check those videos out if you really enjoyed it. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And if you have any really good game stories of any games of your childhood, definitely tell it, because I'll read through every comment, and I definitely love hearing like people's childhood stories. So have a good day. Bye.